All right. So I guess you guys should introduce yourselves. I mean, if I introduce you, we'll be here for 2 hours on each person because I've known you all for so long, and it was just amazing working with each and every one of you. And I want to be like, shout out to Tyler Perry. I want to be like Tyler Perry and kind of like cast you in everything I do. You know how he has his crew people that he casts and everything. Like I feel like that about you guys. I feel like that about you guys genuinely. Most of you all did not work together on set for this film because your scenes were done so many different times. And David, you were in a lot of the flashbacks and that kind of thing. But I just always want to work with you guys, no matter what I'm doing. And I'm grateful to you. And I thank you for breathing life into each one of these characters that means so much to this film. So I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves. We can start with you, please.
Cool. I'm David Galladay, from Upper Marlboro, not anywhere in the South. This is my first acting coach, so I was very excited to do the film. Talk about you all the time, talking you up. I think you're amazing. I want you to be my only acting coach. So if you want to cast me in everything, I'm available. I'm Memphis Daddy.
You Memphis Daddy. He's Memphis Daddy.
I'm Memphis Daddy.
Okay, he's Memphis Daddy.
Which was cool for me because I'm a dad in real life. So it was a good transition. I felt like you can already bring that love to a role. You know how it is. You know the excitement of bringing a child into the world. So it was fun.
Okay.
And it was a dream come true for me. So good for me.
This was my first lead role, like, ever in a film. And so, there was, of course, some nervousness, but I was just grateful and blessed to have the opportunity to portray this awesome stepfather who, for me, you can't even tell that he's...
We can't get in that yet.
Oh, okay.
We can't get in that yet. Okay, so this is Raven, okay?
Yes.
All right, next.
Hey everyone, my name is Dejon A. Porter. I played De Niro.
Wait, y'all like the way he says Dijon. Say it again, go ahead.
Dejon A. Porter. I played De Niro in the film from PG County, and my encounter with Sean was through passing from other people, and then finally at church we just made a connection, and it was on and popping.
We was like, praise the Lord. What's your number?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In between praying, okay, can you just...
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, I would like to say that this is not the only time you're going to see these men. They are going to go places that just watch out. So, in the film, Richard is Memphis's biological father, and Richard passes away, and Braxton takes the mantle and becomes Memphis's bonus or stepfather. And that is an unusual dynamic because when you see the film, you will never be able to tell that Braxton is not Memphis's biological father because of the relationship and because of how you treat your family and how loving you are to your family and how inclusive you are and always have been of Memphis. Memphis's father died when he was 4. And so you're really all the father he's ever really known except hearing about his biological father. And I wanted that to be really, really prevalent in the film because I was personally tired of the narrative that black men don't take care of their families.
So there's a few influences that I drew from for this character. I know of several men who are raising children that aren't theirs biologically, but you would never know that. The relationship between those men and their children, just from the outside looking in, you would think, it's theirs biologically, just because of how they relate to one another. The genuine love and authenticity was an inspiration. My own dad, who was present, every day of my life, and really raised me to be respectful and decent, and all of the things that you want your son to grow up to become one day, my dad was intentional about raising me to be that kind of man. And so, from the strong influence of my dad, the men whom I interact with on a daily basis, I saw all of that played out. And so, like, honestly, I didn't really have an option based on my dad, how I was gonna turn out. Like, he was very, like, strict. And so, yeah, those are my biggest influences to bring this character to life. And I have 2 kids of my own. And so being a father it comes natural to me.
And you have a son and a daughter.
Son and a daughter.
Which you also have a son and a daughter in the film.
Yep.
So that was like easy peasy. You just walked in and was like, yeah, these are my kids.
For sure.
Mr. David, so you play Richard and you die suddenly, but you are a jazz musician. You play sax and you play in this little club in Memphis, Tennessee, where you met Memphis's mom, Norma, and you guys started a relationship. And your love story is so important. Again, one of the other narratives I was tired of seeing was that black men and women can't have functioning love relationships, that we can't have a storybook, Cinderella fairy tale relationship. And I think you and Norma had that with no money. You know, you didn't have a castle, you didn't have this, you didn't have that, but what you did have was an admonishment for her and a love for her and her for you. And when the two of you look at each other, it's like, oh. I mean, and for you all to portray that and to pull that off, it just is really beautiful to watch. So how did you approach that, and how did you work through that, and how important was that to you that people saw that?
Well, when I had a great coach. She did an amazing job preparing me.
I'll drink to that.
But I'll back up. This dynamic, the stepfather and father, is like real prevalent in my life. My daughter, she has a stepfather like this. You know, we were cool. I was just his best man at his wedding.
Wow.
So, like, I think it's important for people to see that dynamic, that it can be healthy. In the black love part, that's all I ever seen. I mean, being from the area, you only see black love, your best friend.
Can I just stop right there? Because that right there is so important. First of all, coming from what Raymond said to what you said. He said he had no choice because that's all he saw. So here we are in a situation where a black man hasn't seen dysfunction. A black man has seen excellence, wanting somebody to see the best in him. You had no choice but to be great, okay? And then here we are with another black man that is mimicking all he saw was black love. So let's put it out there now. That's not everyone's narrative at all, okay? We do have black love in the world, and we do have black fathers in the world that know how to treat their sons and raise them in the way that they should go. So that was really important. I'm sorry, continue.
Oh, good. I mean, my parents been married like 35 years. My friends' parents been married longer. My grandparents, before they left, they was married about 70 years. So, I mean,
That's what you saw.
That's all I know is
That's
black
what you
love. It works, it's real. People work through stuff, and it's beautiful. So, I mean, it was easy.
So when I wrote this, I wanted to make it a dance film. I wanted to make it dance heavy because, you know, I'm a dancer, so I love dancers. And I'm an actor, but I love actors, but I love dancers. And I wanted to have dancers in it that were technically trained, that love hip hop. And you just blew me away. You really did. You just blew me away. And it was not just so much about your talent, but it was your humbleness too. Because looking at you, you would never know the credit you have now. So go ahead and say it. What were we just on? What were we just on?
Well, I did ABC Queens, and I also did FX Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
When I first seen the announcement for, I think I had people sending me the flyer, and I was like, oh, Sean. And I already knew it was going to be excellent because I saw your work ethic from other people. And I was like, I know it's going to be great. But I think during COVID, I was nervous to come out because of COVID. And then I was like, Sean, don't play no.
We learn the foundation, then we move up. So you
ready to work or not?
And I haven't heard, like, I didn't haven't auditioned in a long time in person. So I was like, what does that even look like? To come in, and it was something like, okay, I'ma just go for it, but I knew I needed it spiritually, mentally, because I needed something to know that I can still do, because I was losing myself in my craft. It was becoming draining, you know, when you don't hear the yes that you need, and the support that you need from family members and so forth. It's kind of like, maybe, yes, I have this talent, but maybe it's probably not meant for me to kind of like express it out to the world. So before COVID, I was just kind of like going down. And then COVID hit, I was even really crashing, because it was like, well, I can't express my art. And then when you came up with this film, I was like, I really don't know. But literally, it had to be the Holy Spirit. It was like, you gotta go do this. So coming in for that audition, nervous, because I had to read with 2 different people. And I remember having it one way, you gave me that direction. Okay, did it another way, then I had to do another character. And then you was like, okay, well, you know you gotta come for the dance audition. I was like, another audition? Like, so, but I knew.
I mean, you can dance, but.
But listen, and that's one thing I respect about you, because it was like, oh, we not just giving out roles here. And I don't care how well you think you are talented or how well you are, you still gonna earn it.
Well, I think and let me just let you get back to what you were saying, but I just want to add this too, that, and this is another tip for actors, performers everywhere, you always got to be a little bit hungry. Your attitude changes when you're a little hungry. You know, when you missed a meal and you feel that hunger, your attitude is a little different. When you fully fed and you don't want nothing, and your attitude is a little satisfied. And in this business, you can never be satisfied. You gotta always be a little bit hungry. So what you earn, you have a different appreciation for. What is given to you, you have little to no appreciation for. So everything must be earned.
One thing I think is special about this film, or you as well, is you allow people to immerse in other gifts. The world, society will tell you sometimes, oh, you're gonna be an actor, you're gonna be an actor. You're gonna be a dancer, you're gonna be a dancer. You're gonna be a singer. And one thing I loved about it was you were able to say, yes, you're gonna dance, you're gonna act as well too. And I've always wanted to do that. But people always be like, and I've heard people even in the industry say, oh, if they're a dancer, oh, you do that little acting thing, or you trying to act now, or you're an actor trying to dance. And it's like, why can't I have all 3 of them and be great at it? And I love this film because it's like, you push people, even people who are just natural dancers, you push them to be actors. You can do if you really put your mind to it. So it's important for everybody out there. That's why I love this film, because Sean definitely sees more in you. And it's like, why not? Why do you have to be a one-hit wonder? Why? You can do it all if you really put your mind to it. So thank you for that, because it allowed me to do both of them. And dance and acting means so much to me. And people always say, you gotta choose one. No, I don't. They're like this to me. It's not like this. So thank you.
Twilight.
Yeah,
that's Twilight. And one line, Jake, the wolf guy, says to Bella, she says, why can't you just leave me alone? Why can't you just forget about me? And he said, you have imprinted on me. And once you've imprinted on someone, you can never leave them. And you all have imprinted on me. And I'm so grateful to see such thriving young Black men doing it, being dads, being actors and entrepreneurs out here, making a living, having a job. You know what I'm saying? And so you all have imprinted on my life, and I'm forever grateful. I can't wait for you guys to see 33rd in Memphis. I hope you're as proud of it as I am. I hope it, again, opens so many doors for you all. I love you guys. I'm forever grateful. And cheers to 33rd and Memphis.
My crew, what? Me and my crew.